I'm here, I promise. I'm here. Whew. I'm here. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Line of Code. I am One Lion. Welcome back to a workday stream. Oh, I'm just going to be doing work, hanging out with you. Hope you are having a fantastic Friday. Today's snack for me, between streams, is a kind ice cream bar. Yeah, gonna be tasty. So I'm gonna be eating that. Here's my desktop. Here's my nom noms. Here's my camera. Okay. So what I've been working on for the work project looks like this. I should be up to date. Oh. So many things are closed now. Okay, so here, nope, not you. Data table is what I need. Welcome in though. If you feel like saying hi, which you already did, Dukasoft. Hi. Gonna be lurking on this one? Absolutely, please do. Enjoy your time with family. Oh. Your lurkage is always appreciated, and you're never obligated to actually be around and paying attention. Oh my gosh. Cold. Why am I eating ice cream when I'm already frozen? I was trying to go to the data table component. So that I can show some things that I did through yesterday and this morning. And that is, I started adding some of the functionality for being able to select rows so that we can decide which fields or which records we want to import into the database. The thing that I need to do is tell it to default to import all records. And then I need to invert my styles because the default styles for a selected row are to highlight it. But what I want to do with this version of it is to style a non-selected row as strike through, as if we are not going to import it. So I'm just waiting for it to start. Yum. Nom 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 nom. Okay, so here is the data import library. I am picking a file. And now, instead of just seeing the data table, we see a data table that has selectors. And currently the styling is, if a row is selected, it will get the background. I don't want that because by default, I want all rows to be selected. And so I want the opposite styling to be true. If it is not selected, then I want it to have specific styling, and that styling is going to be strike through the entire row and maybe make the background reddish, stuff like that. So I almost had that set up before I had to stop and come over for the stream. But we are going to finish it up now after I'm done with my ice cream bar. Until then, feel free to let me know in chat if you want to say hi, because I don't know what else to do while I stuff this stuff in my face so that I don't pass out by the end of the stream. Valent just posted a picture of one of his cats licking its nose like it's hungry. I love the link cat pics. Nom 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 nom. So what I thought I did though was override the styles as needed using the my lab data version usage. I overrode the styles in here to undo the selected styles. Make sure I spelled everything correctly. Huh? Almost done. Still chewing. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, so I got some more information from Canny, by the way, during Community Day, that the emojis that he gave me were intended to be badges, which makes sense. Subscriber badges. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, these are only like 18 pixels. How am I supposed to use that as an emoji? So then I upscaled them and ended up making decently sized emojis. So that worked, but it was intended to be badges. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can set that up quickly, easily. And this time I know where to go. Your rewards. This one is probably power-ups. Bits tier emotes. Power-ups. Rewards. Okay, maybe I don't know where the subscriber badges go. I thought this was going to be easy. Where do I add subscriber badges? Go to your dashboard, hamburger menu, monetization, subscriptions. That's where subscribers should be. Monetization, subscriptions. Makes sense. My bad. Bonus subscriber. Emotes. Go to the new emotes page. But these aren't badges. Ah, found it. Okay, our base badge. Okay, now how do I edit it? Okay, base badge. Oh man. And yes, this thing does have 3 different sizes for it. So even being 18 pixels is going to pixelate it when it grows. And hello again, Mars. I I feel compelled to say this. And I apologize if it's offensive because you're here because you choose to be here. I don't ever want anyone to feel obligated to have to join the stream after already being in community day stream. So I just want you to know you are very much appreciated, and I hope you never feel obligated. Oh man, so these have to be that it's not going to scale it for us. These have to be that size. So I do have to upscale it to 18, 36, and 72. All right. Well, now I know. Okay, I am done with the nom noms. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So that is one thing that I never have to do again. Mars said, "You want to know how antisocial I am? If I swipe my card at the gas station and it says see the cashier, I get in my car and leave." Like, I don't have to go to gas stations anymore, which is awesome. I'm happy with that. But something that did happen quite often was I like to have my receipt because if you couldn't tell from my previous stream project, I like to keep track of my finances manually, which includes taking a receipt and entering the information in to my little tracking system, which is just a Microsoft Access thing file. But if it ever says out of paper or printing receipt error, go see the cashier, I'm just like, nope. Bye. Bye. But anyway, it's not necessarily being antisocial. It's just I don't. I'm not going to get into that. Let's move on. So I am trying to figure out why this styling is not taking effect, and I think it's because I'm not using it anywhere. So in the data import page, my table, I am not overriding styles using my table mixins. Interesting. I thought I was. Table mixins. Oh, I guess I am done nomming. Now you're just going to see me chewing on whatever's left over, which are some crumbs in my cheeks. Yum. Data file mapper. So this is specifically the core libraries components. And that's the only place I'm using it. So I am not using this table mixins in my data import service version of the library, or usage, I guess, of the library. So that wasn't going to happen. So I'm going to take these styles here and use them to override the styles directly in my data import page for the lab data import library. We're going to see that here under tbody. So this should be thead, tbody, and then tr, and selected, not selected. We need the color variables now, so hopefully I have the same color variables. Import /. Wait, we are at the same level? We are at the same level. What I meant was sass color variable. Dang, insta band. Thank you, SiriBot. Okay, so we're importing the sass variables so that we now have these two colors. We're going to test it out and see if it is applying correctly now. Yes. Okay, so that's a bit too bright. Oh, what happened? It was there. And then it undid. That was exactly what I wanted it to do. Oh, geez. Right. Nothing is selected. Now everything is selected. Okay. Uncheck this box. Interesting. Why are you being so weird, though? Oh, oh yeah. We still have the on hover issue. I'm going to turn that off for now. I think I said I was going to do that on the last stream, but I ended up not doing it. But I need to have that off so that we don't have UI rendering issues. That's going to be here. Nope, it's going to be here. And here is the on mouse over. Huh? Oh, that was the header. I need to be in an actual row. Okay, so on mouse enter. We're going to remove for now. And where's my table striped styles? So I definitely added a striped nth child odd rule to my table styles. You can see that. Nth child odd. So I definitely have that on. You're being so confusing. I'm gonna stop and rerun the application. Watch me do it. Oh my gosh. Oh. I have to talk about this because I always find things to talk about while I'm waiting for the build and then end up talking too much about it. But yesterday for dinner, I got to cook another pizza, and it was a white sauce pizza, spinach and artichoke, and it was so good. The way that they give you the ingredients for the way that Blue Apron gives you ingredients for making a pizza is they give you the dough, they give you the raw vegetables if there are vegetables, they give you a block of mozzarella cheese that you have to cut up yourself or break apart yourself, and then they gave a pack of what is the name of the garlic sauce? It was a type of garlic sauce. And you mix it with the cheese and it becomes the white sauce for the pizza. And then I added a little bit more quesadilla cheese on top with the spinach and artichoke. And oh my goodness, it was so good. So good. Can recommend. And the other joyous thing is that we have leftovers. Yeah, where's my alternate table row? It's getting set. Yeah. Okay. It's got to be getting overwritten in my page. No, it's not. It would only get overwritten on selected. Aha. So instead of being inherit, which all of them are selected, which means that they're inheriting the background color, I need to have it not apply this rule. How do I get the original row color as if this thing wasn't selected? I thought that inherit was going to give me whatever value it was before we applied the selected rule. So that's here. Nth child and selected. Yeah, so I'm overwriting the background color for the row and the TD and the TH. When the TR has a class of selected. I wonder if I can just do this. That way I restore the background color for nth child odd. And I guess that also means the all of these rules. What if I did this? Yeah, and it would have to be after the selected rule. So I am going to do a non-SAS thing and break this up into 2 rules. So normally it would be nested when it's an element with a specific class. When you have one styling on the element itself and then one styling on that element as a specific class. But I need them to apply in the correct order, so I'm splitting them up. And I did. And that's where we are. Oh. And there we are. Now we have our striped table again. Good, good. And then currently our unselected row does have strike through. The other thing I would like to apply to it though is a grayed outness to it. And I tried doing that using grayscale, but like TBD found out, that doesn't necessarily mean dull it out. It just means fade the colors. So the whites will still be as bright as they are. You don't lose brightness in the colors. You just lose the saturation. So grayscale is not the thing I'm trying to do. I am trying to, what are my options for filter? I just want it to be like, I would use opacity, but I don't want the background to be the thing that gets darker or more transparent. It's got to be brightness that I'm looking for. So let's put the brightness at 80%. Let's do 60% just to see something a little more dramatic. Did I save? Didn't feel like I saved. Okay, compiling. Successful. Yeah, that's more like what I wanted it to look like. Except for the first row, which is the select row or column. So we'll do and not has input type checkbox. Yeah, that is what I wanted, except that it didn't close it off correctly. Wait. Oh. Oh wait, no, this is right. Wait. Oh man. How do we do not has in CSS? I think I just did that wrong, is what the issue was. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. Since I don't know how to invert a has, I am still going to use has like this. But it's still telling me that the closing brace does not match the opening brace, but it does. You know, just get rid of that line, repaste it. Yeah, it's telling me that I have unmatched braces. Need better braces. Filter unset for that one cell. We're just going to do this and see what happens. Nothing is going to happen because it doesn't look good. We are missing a curly brace. When I was doing all of that deleting and stuff, not selected, tr, t body, table. Here. Are we good now? Are we still unmatched? That one compiled successfully, so this is just an artifact, a leftover. I'm still learning how to type, by the way. Give me this, save, compile, repaste, and it's still giving me the unmatched braces. Why? Everything is matched. We're fine. You're fine. Why are you complaining? Okay, point is, I still wanted this to show up as selectable. Dang it. But then the background color is different from the rest of the row. Is that bad? Does that look terrible? Because the entire way across, it's going to be this color. Which is what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to dim and gray out the text, and I want the filter to only apply to the background for the first cell and then have the input type text, type checkbox. Is there something I can do? The thing that I tried to do before was use SAS color. Ass color. Is it like this? I think it's like this. To dim it. And what ended up happening was that I took the color as a CSS or as a SAS variable, and then I specified I wanted to set the lightness to 60%. And it didn't compile correctly. It's not use SAS color. What is it called? I need to look this up. SAS color function. SAS colon color. I don't use this very often, so I don't really know this off the top of my head. Okay, we have SAS color, and then it's called SAS scale. I think we can just use the variable directly without the hash curly brace. Nope. What am I doing crunk? It's color dot. I'm just doing the whole thing wrong is what's happening. We're good though. We'll get there. So it's done. And I think what I was doing wrong previously. Oh geez, I made it brighten. Negative 40% is what I meant. There we go. That's perfect. That's what I want. I was trying to use this before, but what ended up happening was that the color that it gave me back was just white. Like it wasn't able to read this variable. It didn't exist. And that was because I was trying to render the value of the variable as the CS property, as opposed to pass it as a variable to a SAS function. Got it. Hopefully I'll remember that in the future. But that did exactly what I wanted it to do. This thing looks like it's still selectable, while the rest of it looks like it is, I'm gonna ignore this row. So that's done. Styling is good. That's what I wanted. I want this thing to default to select all. When we read a new file, and the way that I do that, I'm going to do that is by modifying my selected rows in my lab data state, which is open nowhere. Lab control comma is what I meant. Lab data, lab state, lab data import state. Nope. Nope. This is actually in the core library. So this is something that you'll get for free with the core library too. No, that doesn't make sense to do in the core library. These selected checkbox, when I think of a regular data table and I see a checkbox in one of the things, I'm looking for some kind of actions I can perform against the things that are checked. And so I'm not expecting anything to be checked until, why aren't you unchecking? Until I perform some actions, maybe from a hamburger or a 3-dot menu. Oh, wow. Is that what happened? Very interesting. Okay, so for the things selected, then I want to do something. However, in this implementation, the default behavior I wanted to have is everything is selected, but I don't want that to be part of the core library. So I want that to be when we are changing. How am I going to do that? Oops, you. When we're changing the active data table, so right now I'm clearing all of the selected rows. But the logic that I really want, oh gosh, goodness. The logic that I really want is to select all rows for the active data table. Could that be an option in the data table or in the data set, which is to default selected? I don't want to make it an option. So all of these that are private here for the properties, I want to make them protected. That way inheriting types can have access to override them. Fortunately, that means that everything is going to need more comments. Because now that it's protected, it's being opened up to external users, and external users need to know what this is. So this is the backing field. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do that for all of them, please. Oh, there was one more. Wait, why is target type way down here? Why aren't you next to your property? We'll figure that out. Do I have a target type property, or are you only personal? I said personal, I meant private. Are you only personal? Yes, this is only a private thing that's accessed. Can those methods that are using you be overridden? You're public virtual. You're public protected virtual. So yes. We do need to keep this as protected. The current target type. Sure. Okay, so with that, I should now have access to the selected rows property. And the backing field for the active data table property. Cool. That way in here, I can manually override UI state. Not you. Wait, was that in UI? Man. Where are you? You are not part of the UI. You are I'm going to make you an overridden field. Region. Overridden properties. Okay. And you are not virtual. You are override. Good. Oh, but the flippin' events are all... I can't trigger overrated. Exactly. I can't trigger the event from an inheriting class. And I don't think that there is a way to call base. Maybe this will work. Hello, Caveman Crafting. Good morning to you. It is afternoon for me, but good morning to you. Things are going great. We're on our way to finishing up the lab data import utility, which is the data import utility that is specifically being used for importing lab data. This is part of my work product. I don't know if you have been lurking or this is your actual first time here, but I am a .NET developer doing my day job. Cool. So to let you know a little bit about me, I work at the Rocky Mountain National Wildlife Refuge. Cave art and stuff. I take it you're a streamer too. You've been on Twitch since like 1812? Yes. All right. I love art stuffs. I love art stuffs. Do you mostly do game development? Awesome. Let's do a shout out for you. You are on my list of people that I want to follow. Working on a space game at the moment? Yes, I love watching creative developers. Help me. I love this. Help me test my AI, and the thumbnail for it is the Twitch disconnected screen. That's funny. That's hilarious. But yeah, looking forward to checking out your stream. Is this Godot? This kind of looks like Godot. Godot? I guess I could just read your about. Oh, it's Unity. And you use Python for scripting. Interesting. That did not look like a Unity screenshot to me. Oh dear. My pop-up still says Community Day. Wait, what pop-up? Oh, no worries. My pen. I honestly, oh, wait. Like my Discord thing up there? It's Community Day rant. There's a pinned message. No, there isn't. Not on my thingy. Maybe because you didn't refresh after Community Day, it's still pinned for you. What? I have the dashboard open over here, and I have who's it, what's it up there, and I'm gonna have whatchamacallit over here. Twitch TV. Oh man, Adobe's live. Lion. I trailed off. I'm sorry, Caveman Crafting, but you're doing great. I'm sure it's going to be okay. No wonder you're in Visual Studio Code, and that's why I thought it was Godot. Because it didn't look like the Unity screen, but now that I see it, I see Unity right here, and it was just Visual Studio. And then with this open on the right, it really makes the screen look like Godot. Oh, but yeah, you're doing fantastic. Stream to your leisure, not to anyone else's expectations, and you will be successful, I guarantee. But yeah, I don't see the stream message, the pinned message on any of my stuff. I use Visual Studio Code for everything. My day job is Drupal development, with AI game stuff being a hobby. Awesome. So my day job is C#.NET development. I work on mostly Blazor applications. I do have a couple that are still .NET Framework, and they are MVC apps. I have one that is a WinForms application that I will be improving. Oh gosh, I was writing logic here. But very cool. Definitely feel free to share any links to the stuff that you are working on. Definitely am going to check out one of your streams whenever you happen to stream. There is absolutely no pressure for you to stream from me. I already lurk on like 8,000 people's streams when I can. Try to pay attention when I can as well. Like right now, I'm lurking on AOA. It's Oik. I'll be lurking on 8 bits per play and Adobe also. I usually do 4 streams at a time. And since I mentioned him, here is another Unity developer. Shout out to 8 bits per play. Interesting. Adobe is doing a music stream. Was not expecting that. I was expecting to have quiet art session going. Whoa. But 8bits usually works on a 2D platforming game, and he is currently trying to learn how 3D assets are created and used. Are they in PDF? Apparently it's something to do with Creators Toolkit, film, music, and streaming. Like, I'm used to the Adobe Creative channel only being Photoshop essentially. So the art streamers, not the musicians and the video editors. So it seems like they're going to be producing whatever it is that they just recorded, which sounded okay. Not my style of music, but it sounded okay. So they recorded it. They're probably going to be processing it using Adobe tools, which makes sense. I just wouldn't have thought that that's the kind of stream to find on there. So fun times. All right, speaking of music, one last shout out for now, and then we'll get back to code. Shout out to my other channel. Yes, it is pretty, I don't know, self-promoting of me to do so. I have to wait 19 seconds, but I have recently decided that I am going to start streaming my my music time. So normally what happens is I stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I end my workday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and then I spend 2 hours after that working on learning music. That's my hobby after streaming. After work, after software development, I mean. So learning music and doing all of this stuff, and I almost always have been doing this stuff by myself anyway. I learned to do software development by myself, worked as a solo developer for a billion years, and now I'm doing music production to include sequencing music, copying music that I hear for now, so that I can learn how to use the tools, producing it, doing the mixing, doing the mastering, and making it sound good. But I decided to start doing that on this channel over here, and I'll do that on Music Mondays for 2 hours after my regular workday stream, or around 2 hours, because it'll be however long it takes me to get the stream set up and then start it. Cool. Okay, so anyway, that's a small thing about that. I got most of the audio stuff set up on Wednesday, so we should be able to dive into Vital. I'm not sure I follow what's in PDF. So the Adobe stream, they were doing music, and Marcus was asking, are they doing the music in PDF, Adobe PDF? Adobe Acrobat? Because it's like, what does singing and performing a song really have to do with Adobe? But then I'm like, okay, here's some through lines. It could be that they do their song, record it, and they're going to somehow use Adobe products to process it, finalize it, whatever they're going to do with it. And it does look like that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay, so we did that. I need to write the logic for, yeah, exactly, downside of being known for something else. That'll be, I don't know if it'll be a downside for me, since I'm not really known for anything. You guys know me, that's about it. There's a handful of people that hang out on the coding streams, and then for me to go over and do a music channel, it's like, well, we expect you to do software dev. Not expecting you to be in Fruity Loops or Vital or anything else. Anyway, if value is not null, then we're going to selected import rows dot add range active table dot rows. Yeah, so we're just adding all. I guess if active data table is not null. My nostrils. Okay, underscore. I'm well known for being well known, says President Not Sure, who is a president who's not sure. You're well known for your name being a quote from something that everyone but me recognizes. Quote, a reference, something. Anyway, we're going to test this out. Apparently a film. Breaking Bad? Something. I have no idea what it is either. Okay, there, it did it. However, this is not showing up as checked up front. Why not? Aha, aha. And then I'm still having a rendering issue when I am unchecking it. I am changing select all. Or selected rows. I'm emptying the selected rows. And oh man, it's just frozen. That's what it is. Let's just restart the app. That was weird. Not what I expected. I thought I just restarted the app though. Join us on Discord if you want, if you're not already a part of way too many Discord servers. Our Discord server is relatively quiet, but when you do ask questions, you typically get a positive response, not necessarily the correct answer or a good answer that you're looking for, because we might not know, but you will not be berated for your question. We'll just have a discussion around it, most likely. Oh, what is going on? Why did that break stuff? I mean, it definitely did the logic of setting the active data table, otherwise this wouldn't be displaying. So the base active data table dot value is working. Actually, I'm going to put a breakpoint here to make sure that it is going to the base property and setting the active data table and then clearing the selected rows. Oh. Right. So even then, I need to raise an event that the selected imported rows changed as well. But I can't raise the event because I am not the base class. Can I do base dot notify active data table changed? Yeah, I can't. I can't invoke it because I am not the class that owns the event, even though I am inheriting that class. I wonder if there is a workaround to this. I made these all virtual. So what if I overwrote the event? Is this even possible? This might work. Okay. So let's take the original logic that was working up until this point and oops, I only need this. Yeah, because I need the event to fire after I update the selected import rows. And so since I needed to override it anyway and override the event anyway, I may as well do the whole logic in here. Why do I keep doing that? Pasta, you there? I am so not paying attention. This is dangerous. This is a bad idea. All right, so instead of clearing the rows, oh my gosh, there really wasn't anything else to do except for what I already had in here. Else, clear. So if we are changing the file that we have or the data table to a new data table that is not null, then we are going to, clear the rows and then add all of the rows from all of the row indices for the active data table that's coming in. So if you are, yeah, and then I don't want to have to do the rows.row count. Do I? Rows.count. I don't mind that. So we're also checking up front if we have any rows. Then we're going to add range. Otherwise, we aren't going to do anything other than leave it clear. Good. Did I leave you running or did I cause you to crash? Okay. Okay. I'm getting a little loopy. What is up with 1 o'clock? Over the past week, when 1 o'clock hits, so that was an hour ago, when 1 o'clock hits for me, of course, I end up being just like really, really drained and tired, and I have to keep reaching into the energy well. Coming from a marathon stream. Kind of what it feels like. But I mean, even my regular streams, right when 1 o'clock hits, I'm just like, oh, I want to pass out. I can't think. My brain doesn't work. I sound just like that too. That's my real voice, Marcus. Your energy level dips probably at that time and 12 hours from that time. Oh, you think? Is that a normal occurrence? Probably something I should look into. I just didn't know if I was conditioning myself to do that because I'm definitely very mindful. For most people, it's 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. Yeah, it's probably because I wake up 2 hours earlier than most people for a regular workday. So I wake up at 4:30 a.m. Marcus says, when I start making mistakes over and over, I know it's time to stop and get some food. That too. I have not been eating an actual lunch on stream days. I just do a meal bar every now and then. Need a shot of some juice. I could use some vitamin enriched juice. That's a great idea because I only drink water after my 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Truth. You're all making a lot of sense. And I think you are, combined, you are 100% correct. My electrolytes are probably low. So I didn't think about that because I am not consuming anything that gives me electrolytes. I am draining most of my electrolytes by drinking purified water. You guys are making so much sense. Okay, that behavior is still being super duper weird. I click it, there shouldn't be this much of a lag, and this box should be unchecked. I don't know what happened to make this not respond to being checked and unchecked anymore. It was working before I made this change for overriding the events here. And let me just prove that to myself. I'm going to comment this out. I'm correct 10%, 8% of the time. And then President Not Sure says 60% of the time. It works every time. So yeah, I'll probably, I have some pineapple mango juice in a can. I'll probably add that to my Mondays and Wednesdays routine so that I have a small can of pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. Get some vitamin C. But electrolytes still. I don't have a good way of getting electrolytes because I don't like drinking flavored water. I don't personally like drinking flavored water. And that's the only way that I know to get electrolytes. Gatorade and such. It's a good thought. It's a very good thought. Okay. Refreshing. They sell the powder for cyclists. Is it flavored? Could just eat a banana. Oh, so I can get some from pineapple too? Because I was thinking of adding a pineapple juice thingy. That'd be perfect. Or I could add the powder to the juice, and then that way I'm not drinking flavored water. I'm drinking flavored juice with added electrolytes. I doubt any of this is going to work, but still, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to not feel as tired. I mean, I can definitely overcome the tired and the brain fog and all of that stuff. It just takes that initial effort. And the initial effort takes me at least 15 minutes from the time that I realize I'm starting to drain. I can definitely do it. Like right now, I've already boosted my own internal energy focus. Oh, why, dear sir, madman? Oh, duh. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to. I just undid my overrides. Yes. And we can see it working exactly the way that it should be working, which is I check a box and it immediately checks and changes the styling because all it's doing is adding a class for selected. And then if I do it to all of them, then it did take a little bit, but it still added that CSS class to every single one of these TRs because they are selected. And then if I uncheck one, it works just fine. So I don't exactly know why overriding the properties so overriding this property here, and I'm using essentially the same implementation. Which is clear the rows and then raise the event. And because I am raising the event, I need to override the event too. And then the only additional thing that I'm doing is checking if the active data table has rows, then maybe I can just do var row count. I want to. I'm still in .NET 8 and C# 13, C# 12. But yeah, I do want to. I guess I can't do it that way. I can do enumerable.range 0 through rows.count -1 and see if that works better than trying to do a loop through each of them. An enumeration through each of the rows because I don't need the rows from the data. I just need to get the row index. So from 0 to row count -1, add them to my imported rows. Even if I didn't have the -1 here and I just let it do the overflow, it's not like I'm looping through. I'm getting each row for the selected import rows or anything. But yeah, I really, 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 really want to so that I can get rid of all of these backing fields. And that way it would also be a lot easier to make a source generator that will that you can decorate your properties with to set up this kind of chain where it's like on your getter, get the field, on your setter, do this set property method, which is if they're equal, don't do any changes. Otherwise, do the notify property changing, change the value, do the notify property changed. And then in this case, I'm returning a Boolean as to whether or not the value got changed or not. But I really, really would love to use field instead of needing to always create a backing field. And I think that's only in preview currently, isn't it? Do you know what the name of the syntax is? Smart field. Preview C#13 must be using .NET 9 and set lang version to preview. At least at the time of this blog, of this article. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. It's kind of like they are automatically exposing. No, they're not. I don't know. I would love to use it though, in short. Okay, so I gave myself the override back. And then if we get the same kind of behavior where it's slowing down, I'm going to need to figure out what's causing that, because it's not like this is getting reset. Or the onActive data table changed is getting invoked over and over anymore. It should just work the same as if I didn't override either of them. The other thing that I could do is the thing that I have already been doing, which is onActive data table changed, registering to that event, to my internal event. That's probably what I should do. But let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Are you still giving me UI woes? Yep, you sure are. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to undo the overridden properties. And when we do onActive data, oh my gosh, onActive data table changed, we're actually going to create a new handler for this, and we're going to call that handler handle active data table change ed. We're going to create the stub. First thing that we're going to do is check if active data table is a non-null object with the rows.count property greater than 0, then clear. First thing to do, oh, actually, because it's getting cleared in the property, we're just going to do it we know that the selected import rows are going to be clear by this point. We're going to add the set of integers from 0 to the number of rows minus 1. Then we're going to do find matching templates. Which we are going to get a... Oh, because for whatever reason you created as async. How dare! I can't believe you would do that. Actually, I can. Find matching user templates. Pasta you here. Okay, let's see how this behaves. Are you going to be nicer to us and work like you did as if we didn't have this logic here before? Just say yes. It's not because I still need to call onActive data table changed after updating my selected rows. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I didn't actually rerun it. Rerun. Where am I at? So I'm going to go for 45 more minutes. What is 40 minus 32, 22? I don't like doing my time card every 2 weeks now, even though I bill every month. Plus 22 over 60. No. 22 over 60 plus 32. 40 minus that number. What I was trying to say is that I don't like doing that because what I would do is log the actual number of the actual amount of time that I was on the clock, stop my timer, regardless of whether it's on an odd minute or not exactly at the 15-minute mark or anything. And then at the end of the month, when I'm starting to round to the nearest 15 minutes, I do that on the last day of the month, the last work day of the month, for the last time that I enter, and I round that so that my total hours for the month ends up being rounded to the nearest 15 minutes. Now I have to do that every 2 weeks, and it just feels awkward. Very awkward. So what that means is that I am going to be streaming until this clock says 37 for another 30 minutes. And we will end the stream at 2:45. We'll end the stream at 2:45. That's going to be a short stream. I think. How long have I been streaming already? Oh. I'm so confused. What is time anyway? We've already been streaming for an hour. It did not feel like an hour. That does not feel like it's been an hour. Caveman Crafting says, but yeah, this week I have been having a bit of fun. I'm creating a clone of a game called Desktop Pet. Let's take a look at Desktop Pet. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to catching one of your streams. When you stream, I do not want to pressure you into it or make you feel bad for not streaming. But it sounds like your streams are going to be a lot of fun. If it helps, apparently time doesn't even exist. Well, okay. Those are fun topics for me, okay? I really, 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 really like those topics. And I have thoughts. I have thoughts on time. Don't talk to me about voice recognition. I'm connecting to Olama and setting up voice recognition and speech synth. Awesome. Are you going to use 11 Labs for your speech synthesis? So your pet is going to actually be able to talk to you? How awesome. Yeah, I really want to watch your streams. Oh. So, just so you know, I most likely will not be paying attention to long form content during a workday stream, but yeah. Can you summarize it? I will be happy to read a summary that you type in chat. Oh, it's just what you're cloning. Okay, the features and what it can do. Perfect. Yeah, so it was worth clicking on because we can see some screenshots of what the current app does, which is Miku, coming up on your desktop and probably saying stuff to you. Yeah, okay, cool. Treating your desktop like it's a stage. Even though she doesn't talk. Oh, interesting. Like, she should at least sing. It's what she does. Okay, did we test it? Is it running? Are we running? Yes, we are running. Marcus, I want to tell you about things that aren't real, but because we perceive them to be real, they are real and we should treat them as such. It's actually good for you too. Yeah, yeah. And then there's a lot more to that. Gosh, so I really don't know what changes. I was about to eat this. I have a new cord. Border's definitely not real. True, true. Neither is money. And then Caveman is saying, yeah, that's one of the things I'm adding. I want the avatar to dance to music you're playing. That'd be cool. Oh, man. Super cool. Yeah, there's something happening to our list of selected rows if we do anything with the selected import rows before. Man, this is so confusing. Caveman says they actually had some sort of article called Anti-Time, was talking about how there was this evidence they observed where time was flowing backwards. There's so much. I'm subscribed to a streaming service called Gaia. It's getting a lot more popularity, which is awesome because that means that there are more people that are raising their frequencies potentially and paying attention to this kind of thing. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I've absorbed a lot of new information that I hadn't thought of before. And I can agree with a lot of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Gosh, what is breaking with this though? Somebody help me. When I don't do anything with selected import rows after setting the active data table, and I don't really mean somebody help me. You don't need to pay attention to my stream to fix my issues. Okay, so if I don't do anything with the selected import rows, nothing is selected right off the bat. This button works, except it's not working now. Is it because I refreshed and am in WASM? And it works good on WASM, but not in server mode. No, it's terrible on WASM. It's probably the opposite. So let me stop the app again. And when it runs the first time, it runs in Blazor server. Render mode. Oh, I really, really, really want to talk about this topic with you guys. Oh man, it's such a good topic. But community day is over. And it's not really a good topic for community day either. It's not really software. Well, I guess it's software because we're soft tech. Anyway. Okay. So yes, everything's selected when I use the select all button. And if I unselect it, it's fine. It does what it's supposed to do. Good, good. But if I refresh to WASM, so since I have render mode set to auto for the Blazor web app, it will switch between running in server on the first run and on every run until it downloads the .NET runtime, which, because I have a fast enough connection, this is local dev, etc., it will run as WASM on the second run. Then, do you behave? Do you do what you're supposed to do? A starts off correct. I check the box, and yeah, so I think it's WASM that is not triggering a re-render correctly, and the reason for that would be that all of the UI rendering happens on the server when you're running in Blazor server, which means that it's almost always going to trigger the correct kind of repopulate the DOM with the updated input value of not selected, of not checked, and everything else that I'm doing when you check or uncheck one of these boxes. That said, if I were to keep this logic then, and we test this in Blazor server, which is now running, and I try drag and droppy, and everything starts unselected. Everything starts selected, and then I check the box and then uncheck the box. So what needs to happen, at least on Blazor server, is when I check or after the find matching templates logic, I still need one more re-render for this box here, because this box checks to see, are all rows checked? Is the count of selected rows equal to the count of actual rows in the active data table? If so, then be checked. If not, then you are unchecked. Although that should have been the case regardless. But anyway, and then it still has the same issue with WASM. So I don't think there's anything wrong there. I think it was WASM the whole time. It wasn't me adding this selected rows. So what I need to do though is have something that the child components can listen to that says the number of selected rows changed. And I was trying to avoid having another event, but it does seem like I need selected rows change to fire. And the way that I'm going to do that is notify property changed name of selected imported rows. This is what I should have done from the very beginning anyway. And if I am correct, the data import page for the lab data service, this one, nope. This one, nope. Gosh. Wait, are you the sample? Lab data import service. Yes, you are the right one. It would be the data table itself. The data table is subscribed to nothing. Okay, so data, oh duh, the data table isn't subscribed to anything because the data table is actually stateless. It does not care about any other component that's around it, but the entire, so yeah, so definitely the data import page itself in the component library. Data file mapper. Does anyone see data file mapper? So blind. Data file mapper. This thingy here is the one that does the selected rows. Why are you an error? Handle selected rows change doesn't exist. Supposedly. Allegedly. It does exist. Fairies do exist. Don't let anyone tell you any different. But anyway, this is the component that I needed to make sure is listening to property changes, state property changes. Okay, my data field mapper state on state property changed. We'll get its own handler, and essentially this handler is, oops, I should have named it. Handle state property change. Essentially, this handler is just listening for specific properties that I don't have explicit events on, such as in the selected rows. If prop name if prop name is name of, I don't remember the name of the interface, data file mapper state dot selected rows, then return invoke async, state has changed, else return task dot completed task. Okay, because we don't want to call state has changed every time any property changes. That would just cause even more UI lag. So this should be enough. This should be enough to refresh the input type check. Yeah, input type checkbox for the header. And the reason that wasn't working before is because specifically in this data file mapper component that has the UI that we're using in order to import a file, display the imported contents, and display the field mapper and the actual preview of what the output looks like, all of that is, the header is overridden in this page, in this component. And so I don't have a way to tell this thing to check against the changing selected import rows. So I need to force it to. Got it. So let's try this again. One more again. It's gonna work. Everything's going to be fine. We will not lose our minds completely, only partially. And then we need to figure out the WASM issue. What I thought I was going to be doing in today's stream, by the way, was setting up the new rule for conditional mapping and conditional value transformation, but we're pushing that to Monday. And yeah, we're going to get a lot done on Monday. That's going to be pretty much the last thing that needs to be done in this. I do have other nice to haves that I want to do. Like, for example, when you set up a map for like a lookup table, man, I'm stuttering a lot. For a lookup table, do I have Monday off? What's Monday? Is it President's Day? If it's a state holiday, then yes. Well, I mean, Martin Luther King Day, yeah, I think so. Banking holidays, is that what they're called in private sector? Yeah. Yeah. I know that all wars will end Tuesday. You just know that, do you? Wait, Marcus. Are you actually in the know? Because that would be cool. But yes, I will take Monday off then. My employer has decided just now that I have Monday off for the holiday. Says the guy with president in his name. Good one, Marcus. Dang it, it still didn't refresh this and look at it go. That still took forever. Why does that take forever? And then when I uncheck an individual one, oh, okay, no, this is still behaving the way that I want, except for the initial, this being checked on initial load. So that's just a quirk. We're going to chalk that up to UI quirk, which means that I'm writing it down as something that needs to be fixed at a later time. So after loading a new file, the select, oh, I know what was going to happen is I need to double check to make sure that the selected rows count actually does equal the count of rows in the active data table. And I think that is not happening. Yeah, okay, so the selected, select all toggle is not showing selected, even though all rows are selected. So I'm going to try reloading this file if it actually knows how to do that. It doesn't. I'm going to change files. Okay. Is there a checkbox that is not checked? There is. How? Oh. I must be counting from 1 for all checked. All right. All right. So my logic that I wrote where I said we're going to do rows.count minus 1, maybe enumerable.range does, oh my gosh, it's count. It's not ending index. Oh, thank you so much for that information, whoever just sent that to me. Probably you watching in the future. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay. The second parameter on enumerable.range is not the ending index. It is the count of items to add to the list. So it was behaving exactly the way it should have been. That is BANANAS. Take it up with the mod or mods. They're the ones that spank us. There's only one mod. Well, There might be a fairy mod, but she typically isn't around. And if she was, she wouldn't interact with the stream. Fairies are kind of shy. Well, at least this particular fairy is kind of shy like that. All right. So hopefully hot reload took, and I am switching files. And perfect. That was a smelly mistake. So never mind. I don't need this logged. The thing that I do need logged is in WASM selecting rows, selecting, deselecting rows is not working as expected. This is the kind of work item you want. A bug that says when you try to select and deselect rows, it doesn't work the way that it should. Well, how's it supposed to work? What are you expecting it to do? Do you have any reproduction steps? No? You're supposed to figure that out yourself. Okay, so I'm F5ing one more time. Make sure that we're in WASM. Loading my file. The initial select all works. And if I try to deselect one, yeah, okay. So here are my reproduction steps. Launch the app, refresh, make sure it is in WASM, load a file with greater than 0 rows. Notice all rows records are selected, all table rows are selected. Unselect one row. See that the select all toggles off, but the row, oh, and the row, I wonder. Okay, no. And the row being deselected, its background changes, or styles update, but the checkbox is still checked. Okay, so I have steps to reproduce marked down. I'm going to do a commit for this, which is updated logic for selecting rows on file load. Committing that. And then we have this bug to fix. Cool. Awesome. But yeah, I do like to try to avoid topics that I'm not super knowledgeable about, and that is almost always anything to do with politics, or I also like to discourage discussing I don't know how to word it, because like you guys are smart. You guys are very smart, and you know what my intention is with this channel, and if it's anything that's going to just be uncomfortable for other people, and it's things that you already know about me that I don't like talking about, then you know what they are. You do. So I will not yeah, I won't go any further than that. You guys are amazing. You guys are fantastic peoples. Mind, body, spirit complexes, because not all of you are people, are you? I see you. Okay, so we've committed that. We're good. We're good to go. We need to figure out why the boxes aren't appearing as unchecked. So one thing that I will show about the way that I am rendering the rows, and that is in data table display. the component for it, is that I am adding this class if the selected rows contains the current index that we're on, and we are setting checked equal to true if it's selected, preventing the default click action, and we're handling the on-click action to either add or remove that row from the selected rows. And it's definitely adding and removing it because we are absolutely for certain getting the class added and removed correctly. If it's not selected, we don't have the selected class. If it is selected, we do have the selected class. Proof. Here is my table row. Currently has the class for selected. If I uncheck the box, then we lose the class for selected. I don't know why it takes so long still, but we do lose the class for selected, and yet the input type check is still checked. But it's not, unless you don't actually see the checked value. No, you don't actually see the checked attribute when checked is true or false. Interesting. And it's not even a rendering issue because it's not like it's lagging behind the click. It's just not showing up. It's just not rendering the control, re-rendering the control correctly. If it was lagging behind, then what we would expect to see is when I click it the first time, nothing happens to the checkbox. When I click it the second time, even though I am checking it as selected, the checkbox would uncheck and we would see the opposite happening, lagging one at a time, but it's not doing that. So yeah. Okay, but we're gonna figure that out. I'll probably figure this out on Monday morning. On Tuesday. Maybe I should move the stream to Tuesday because I still want to do my regular streams next week, but I will take Monday off. No stream on Monday, maybe stream on Tuesday. I'll update Discord and I'll actually make sure to set my Twitch schedule. Yeah, I'll update my schedule on Twitch as well. So look out for that. Look on Discord if you feel like it, if you're already part of Discord, and don't yeah, you know what I mean. So Monday, Clicku, edit schedule. I'm doing it now so that I don't forget. And Monday, no stream. Skip. And then I am gonna plan on, so I'll go ahead and add it now. I am gonna plan on the stream being on Tuesday. And then I'll send out a message in Discord eventually. Software. Game development. Okay, and I am going to give you, yeah, I'm gonna let you run. Specific day is going to be Tuesday the 21st. Should have known that. 21. At 9:30 a.m. until 13:30. Yep. Cool. Which might mean that I'm also moving the music. Well, no, I guess it still makes sense to do the Music Monday stream because that is not a work stream. It's a fun stream. So maybe I'll just do Music Monday all day Monday. What do you think of that? On Online Creative. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me. We're done for today. We're done for the week. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for being here. You've been amazing. I love hanging out with you. You guys are awesome. You made a great community day stream earlier, and just hanging out and being here with your energy has been rejuvenating, invigorating, and super nice. So with that, I need a raid target. And so we're going to go raid It's Oik, if that is okay with you. And of course, if you don't feel like sticking around for the raid, that's your prerogative. You don't have to, but It's Oik is an amazing game developer streamer. He's currently gaming. He's playing Factorio. I don't usually raid gamers, but there aren't very many other development streams that I follow that I enjoy as much, that are doing software development too. Like everyone else is playing a game because it's Friday. It's what you do. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you the next time we stream and you show up at the stream. Ciao for now. Bye. Oh, videos are sent to YouTube. They're recorded in YouTube. They're posted in YouTube pretty much right after the stream, because I'm dual streaming to YouTube as well. Okay. Ciao.